with Miller in the front court to a chorus of boos. Miller, spot and fire three.
Miller, two of the most talented freshmen in college basketball.
Jackson going to work, little crossover, takes it strong, spins.
Basket not settling to be a jump shooter.
That has been the knock on Jackson this year.
Most important thing, Carolina cannot turn the basketball over. They've got to be selectively aggressive, and they've got to attack. Terrific play.
Nice. Here's Gigi, guarded by Miller, the two sensational freshmen. Gigi, 15-foot. Miller in the corner. And
it's in a ball screen. Watch how low he's going to be all the way down by the logo. Defender has a floor game, willing passer. This
Jackson.
Guy's playing, man.
And into the game now, it's Zachary Davis. Finds Gigi Jackson. Quick trigger.
All of a sudden now, you see Alabama switching that high ball screen instead of being in drop coverage with this lineup.
Jackson, fade and fire.
It's vulnerable to get offensive rebounded against.
Pringle tapped it to Gigi. Gigi ahead of the pack to Davis. A bad pass.
Mike, the big thing is you got to understand how to play with other good players and make it. It's really going to be a difference maker for this Alabama team down the stretch and in the NCAA tournament.
Jackson.
Just how talented he is.
They whip it into the corner, a three on the...
Really good.
As time permits.
Right now, the story of this game has been Gigi Jackson. He is getting any...
surrounding a scandal like that.
Well, head coach is removed from the decision. But he can play off penetration. He plays off of high ball screens. He's a good rim runner. He does a nice job in the dunker spot on the baseline.
Gigi Jackson trying to pick
the shot fake right there. Put his eyes on the rim. Nice shot fake on balance.
Miller with a game all year. That was a week ago in Knoxville. Burnett gliding, firing.
That makes the game easier for others, but this guy right here has been just different.
Jackson in the zone. Jackson feeling and fives. At one point, he was shooting 65% on unguarded threes. Miller takes.
The other thing that you got to say when we're talking about these two players, Brandon Miller's role.
Ohio State Buckeye Michi Johnson could be the future next year of this program. Open three for Quinterly. Fires. Jackson on the attack. Here comes Gigi. Oh, my God.
Sent credit for basically sending the right message. It's going to help Gigi Jackson in the long run. We don't teach him enough. Wait on it. Wait on it. Wait on it. You got to set it up.
Miller going mano-a-mano against Gigi. Now a switch.
He's got a matchup right now. They go right back and what they call boomerang our ball right back to Miller.
Bradley probing. Out to Miller. Miller on a runner, has it pop out.
Shots that South Carolina made against Kentucky. Contested late clock threes.
Miller left alone.
Miller sprinting out to the basketball.
They go 1-4. Miller sets up top. Instead, Bradley takes it for show tonight. 5 on the shot clock. Inbound Miller from the corner. On Gigi with 1 second.
That would be a focal point for Nate Oates.
It was not your typical Bama first half. This guy was typical.
A lot of them unforced.
Tied +7 per game on the glass this year and the #1 rebounding team in the country. Miller finds an open shooter three. He has provided a spark the last few games for this Gamecock offense. Jackson on an open three. Michi Johnson. Jackson leading all scorers, 16 points, tries a killer crossover, turned it over. Fellow freshman Miller on the steal. Miller with...
And hope that some of those shots that South Carolina's made here, that they won't fall here in the second half.
Jack, good defense walling up by Alabama. Miller left alone. Miller knocking
play in, analytically driven offense. And look, Alabama, you're talking about a place, whoa, is a place that has resources, and especially now with NIL. Come on now, stop.
Tide fan. That helps in recruiting, Coach.
No doubt about it. I'll tell you one thing. Now, that looked a little like Jordan Gervin. Look him up, kids. He was really...
And some of the boards have him as a late first-round draft pick.
Yeah, averaged about 10 points a game, but he's shooting 37 for 3 over the last 5 games.
Tonight, they're going to see that the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, with the tragedy that happened a few weeks ago, I mean, when you go on the road, this is what you're going to experience. And
that's it.
No, Richardson, it's so much for basketball. He used to have a golf event at the Pinnacle Golf Course right there on campus, right by campus, and he raised more money.
Now they've got the number 2 team in America on the ropes.
If you told Coach Paris that you're going to beat Alabama when they're number 2 in the country, have a win at Rupp, you'd say, you know, those are what I call program wins.
Yep, probing, weaving. Now back up top to Jackson, guarded by the fellow freshman Miller. Jackson takes it right on him. And he'll say exactly.
It out, they reversed it, and then he attacked.
Has led by more than 7 as Brown turns it over. Quinterly, full throttle, leading the break. Brandon Miller. Miller pops out, gets it up top, gets by GG. Miller takes it strong, fires it off the window. No, gets his.
Off any of those downhill drives. They basically took away the three-point shot, didn't overhelp, so they could still rebound the ball and force the driver to be.
Miller shadowed by
Here
Jackson.
Comes.
Again, Miller gets it up top. Whips that, of course, Nate Oates coached at when he was the head coach at Buffalo. GG with 7 on the shot clock. Rise and fire for the baseline. Coming off a season high 15 in the win against LSU. Beautiful feed and a rejection. In the trees, dumps it down low. Kick out to Jackson on a 3. Brims
Miller. That thing off and get to the rim quicker by bringing it off the bounce with one hand.
Woo! Miller. Quiet, quick release. Give Miller 33. Jackson GG Jackson.
Gonna have to double this one.
3 to shoot. Jackson takes it strong. Oh, tie ball game.
Got him the ball in the middle of the floor. He can finish either way.
Jackson for the win. Freshman on freshman in this game tonight. Jackson then throws.
He's got a screen on one side. This time he accepted the screen. That play was coming to a stop, playing off at 2 feet and having eyes on the rim.
Jackson rifles it to Gray. Gray couldn't handle it, and it'll be a tears around the screen. Again, you got Miller on the wing. Instead, it'll be Clowney with 7 on the shot clock. Clowney takes it strong, rejected by Gray. Miller trying to break our 11th tie of the game. Takes it. Highly touted freshman of the country this year. Miller with 3. Miller to the rim. Miller with the left hand.